There is no doubt that boom and bust are an essential part of any business model. But it's sad to see a business failing that rose by presenting the world with a business model which will serve both the profit motive and a mechanism for giving back to a society. Today's story is about the rise and fall of one such brand. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for a brand new video. Today, I am here with a rise or fall story of an incredible business. In a world where everyone is driven by profit motives, this brand was the first one that thought of giving back to society. I'm talking about none other than TOMS and their one-for-one campaign. But today, they are struggling to keep the business afloat. Stick to the end to know more about their journey. Founded back in 2006, TOMS Shoes joined the industry as a not-for-profit shoe brand. The history of this brand can be traced back to 2002. When the founder, Blake Mycoskie, visited Argentina, and there he found youth running around barefooted, he immediately recognized that it was a problem that needed to be solved. In search of a solution, he found a woman who was already performing charity work in Argentina by giving away shoes to those who didn't have any. There's no doubt that the good deed she was performing in the community was inspiring. What was more inspiring that caught Blake's eye was this particular shoe design, which was very common back then in Argentina. That specific design is called alpargata, which is a very simple and casual canvas shoe. It was the favorite type in Argentina, but no one was familiar with this design in North America. So after coming back from vacationing in Argentina, Blake started the brand with the name Shoes for Tomorrow, which was rebranded as TOMS later on. The design philosophy of TOMS was simple, and started manufacturing the alpargata canvas shoes. The design was exactly the same as the ones found and famous in Argentina. And it was immediately picked up by the American market as the slip was easy to wear and it got the attention of some famous celebrities of the time. It was just a matter of time before the sales skyrocketed and TOMS got famous. The product was very well designed and manufactured, so it was obvious that customers loved it. But the incredible part wasn't just the product and brand name, it was the cause for which TOMS had signed up. Remember when I said that after seeing those poor children walking around barefooted, he thought of doing something about it? So TOMS came with a purpose. It was never the brand that would follow the capitalist dream and make a profit after selling the shoes. It was established for one reason, which was to sell the shoe in the American market and use the profits to provide the exact number of shoes as a donation to deserving communities in Argentina. For this very purpose of giving back to society, TOMS came up with a very innovative and straightforward tagline for their brand. It was known as TOMS One for One, which signified that for every pair sold, a pair of shoes will be donated. This was the first of its kind social responsibility campaign, and before people could even test the product, they fell in love with the philosophy. And it wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that this campaign really helped the brand establish its image. Everything was going great, sales were growing, and at the same time, they adhered to their word and kept sending donations. After a while, the company became mainstream. From their strategies to their shoes, they quickly went international, which fared them well. People were in love with the simplicity of the campaign, which said, "You buy a pair of shoes, we give a pair to a person in need." But after analyzing the results of this ongoing donation drive, it came to light that it wasn't sustainable. First, there were major backlashes from the local companies in the countries where TOMS sent its donation. And then another question of much greater concern came forward. Is the campaign as helpful as it sounds? Though we don't have a straightforward answer to this, it was definitely not working for the company. And that's where the downfall of this shoe empire that had expanded all across the globe began. Donations were not the reason which initiated the fall, but they surely magnified the issue. The company had already started facing problems when other brands started to copy their alpargata shoe design, and they were selling it at a much lesser price. Then, after a while, the design, which was the flagship for TOMS, started to lose its charm. There is no doubt that it was the sole reason that TOMS earned fame, but eventually the charm started to fade. Even the management at TOMS understood this and tried some new designs, but they weren't as successful as the alpargata. Besides the shoe industry, TOMS tried its luck by venturing into eyewear, apparel, and the coffee industry, but failed. The last things TOM had to face before they went bankrupt was that one of their most unique selling points, which was their one-for-one campaign, did not remain as unique as it once was. As Skechers, which not only started selling the alpargata with the design line they named Bob's, they were selling it at a lower price. On top of that, they also claimed that for every pair of shoes sold, they will donate 2 pair. Many other brands followed suit, and the social responsibility thing that was uniquely TOMS was not unique to them anymore. So, now people had a choice of getting a variety of shoes at a lower price that also came with the satisfaction that part of their money was going to help a community. For a long time, Mycoskie tried several things that could revive the business, but unfortunately he failed. In 2014, 50% of the business shares were sold to Bain Capital, and once again they tried their best for years to find a workable solution. I won't say that all these people were incompetent, because we know Mycoskie built this empire from scratch, and if he could not revive it, then there must be something wrong with the model that they were following. It did work for quite a long time, but now something else was needed. Unfortunately, TOMS couldn't last long under the flag of Bain Capital, and in 2019, it was taken over by its creditors and filed for bankruptcy. After the creditors got control of the business, the responsibility of running TOMS Shoes was handed over to Magnus Wedhammer, who joined it as the new CEO. He already knew that donating a pair for every pair sold wasn't a sustainable model, so he must find something better. He started by overhauling the design, bringing in new products, and basically performing an overall restructuring of the business. TOMS is already struggling to survive, and then came COVID-19 in 2020. And if nothing else, it made the future of the brick-and-mortar store very uncertain. Thanks to the online presence of the brand, it made some recovery by making a record number of sales online. Does this mean TOMS will make a comeback? Well, I certainly hope so. Now, if the one-for-one campaign will come back or not is still questionable. Very recently, the management announced a plan to carry forward their legacy of giving back to society, but this time, instead of donating a pair of shoes, they will donate a third of their profits, meaning that on every sale of $3, they will donate $1 to the deserving. According to the company's leadership, they are still committed to their goal of serving humanity, but now in a more sustainable way. What does the future hold for TOMS? Only time can tell. On that note, I'll end the video here. I hope you liked it. If you did, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.